Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Habits of Health class. We were coming up on Christmas, so Becky and I are adorning our little Christmas hats. So hopefully we're going to have a good time here tonight. Oh, yes, right. Welcome to the Ho 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 Habits of Health. And tonight we're going to be talking about doing a couple things. First off, we're going to be talking about dousing the flames. And Becky is going to be doing that, and I'd like to welcome Becky Spargo, who is a certified health coach as well. Earlier, I had an interview with one of my clients, and we talked a little bit about her journey. And so with that, I'd like to share her story with you, and I'm going to go ahead and do another little share screen here. And we're going to kind of, this is going to be the interview with her today. And so as you can well see, she'll be coming up here in just a second. All righty? Hi, Penny. Welcome. I do appreciate your time this evening. And wow, I am so thrilled. I'm looking at your before and after picture here of where you were and where you are today. I can't believe the drastic change that I'm seeing. Can you tell me a little bit about the picture that's over here on my left? You're sitting on a couch, and it looks like you got a couple of people that are with you. Where were you at with your health at that point?
Well, I was around 310 pounds. I had lots of friends and support. In other words, good friends, but I wasn't eating healthy. I'd not been raised with healthy vegetables and eating healthy, and I wasn't exercising. It hurt just to walk up the stairs. I was huffing and puffing. It hurt to stand in line if I had to for some reason, and I just thought, if I can sit on the couch and put a pillow in front of me, I would be fine. But I did hear about some weight loss programs, and so I lost a little weight, but then I gained it back. I lost weight and gained it back. And so fast forward to 2014, after Christmas, I just felt really, really down. And I was almost to the original weight there. And I thought, oh my goodness, I've done it again. And I was scared of regaining everything. I was about 260. No, I was 236. And I thought, what do? I heard about Take Shape, and I heard and talked to you, and you gave me several keys to getting stronger, such as the Medifast meals and learning the habits of health. And I was surprised that it worked, because I didn't think I had the willpower, but it did work. And I was very, very pleased.
Okay, so take a look at where we're at today, from the picture on the left and to where you're at now. That last picture was taken a couple of months ago. So you've lost about, what, 140, 150 pounds?
150, yeah, since then.
Wow. And how do you feel now? I'm sure you feel better.
Oh, I've got so much energy. I can stand as long as I need to for hours, and I walk. My husband calls me a gazelle because I walk up and down the mountains near our house. I have energy. I don't have to take the cholesterol medicine I did back then. And I feel happy. And I like myself, whereas back then I did not like myself at all. I have energy, and people tell me that I glow because of all the healthy vegetables I'm eating all the time. Really? And that kind of surprises me. But I thought, that's true, because I learned to love vegetables. I love exercise. Back then, no.
Not so much.
Not so much back then.
Okay. Well, you look amazing, and obviously you feel amazing. And as far as where you're at with what you're doing, obviously you are going to be you're going to live a long, healthy life. And you've changed some of the habits that you used to have to some good habits today.
I sure have.
Absolutely. Well, that's a great story. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I really appreciate you taking the time and coming in this evening and helping us out. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. So there you have it. That was Penny Dunford, and she's currently a health coach as well. So I just wanted to congratulate her again. She had an amazing story, an amazing journey. So with that, Becky, are you ready to go? I would like to hear about dousing the flames or dousing the inflammation, and how we can do that with the Habits of Health. So at any time you're ready to take off, go ahead.
Okay, I am ready to talk about dousing the flame. Merry Christmas, everybody. And and Penny, thanks for sharing that story. I mean, I know she's not actually here with us. She must have had something, but gosh, I've never heard her story before, so that's amazing. So anyway, she's my friend on Facebook, so I've seen her picture of before and after, but I had not heard the story. It was just, she's just a wonderful lady and wonderful health coach, really loves the habits of health and paying it forward. And so anyway, so tonight I'm going to just share my screen real quick. If I do something goofy, you'll have to just forgive because I'm new. I'm not very techno savvy.
That's all right. We got your back here, so go ahead. Hey, perfect. There you go.
Is it good? Is it good? Oh, yay. All right. Tonight we're in week 11. We've had our Habits of Health classes are 12 weeks long, so we have one more after this. And so tonight's lessons are going to be over chapter 19 in the Habits of Health book and lesson 15 in the workbook. As a short review, a couple of weeks ago, we had healthy sleep. And in there, we had, you learned about melatonin and preparing yourself for sleep and the importance of sleep in creating optimal health. And it even has to do with dousing the flame of the inflammation, getting enough sleep. It's very, very important, a lot more important than I ever knew before I Take Shape for Life. And then last week was week 10, surrounding ourselves with a healthy support system. And so I'm sure those are very good to listen to. If you haven't, we have a YouTube channel that you can watch all of our past episodes on. So I recommend that if you've missed anything, to watch those and to share them with other people in your friends and family list. Because we want everybody in our friends and family to be healthy so we can all live longer, happy lives together. Tonight, our resources are going to be Dr. Anderson's Habits of Health, the book that I hope each and every one of you have, and it's chapter 19. The workbook is Living a Longer, Healthier Life, and our objectives tonight are to understand inflammation and premature aging, to learn how to create a healthy immune system, and to learn how to beat inflammation, and understanding the influences of bad health and their effects. Okay, so inflammation, you're probably thinking, what do you think of whenever you hear that word? A lot of us, it makes us think of the time that we had a sore throat that was just swollen and achy or a cut on our hand that had gotten red and swollen and puffy and that kind of thing. And your immune system jumped into action and sent white blood cells to those infected areas and just defeated the bacteria or the virus or the parasites, whatever was attacking your body. Your immune system went after it. It's just like a Jedi Knight. I mean, they would jump into action and go and defeat the enemy and then come back to home base. So I like to put things in ways that people understand a little bit better. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about, I need to put my glasses on, sorry. So what does all of this have to do with optimal health? You know, when you think of inflammation, you're in, how does that deal with my health? And we're going to talk about it now. The immune system is your personal 24-hour a day, 7 days a week, on-call emergency care service. And just like I said, when you get some enemy in your body, these little Jedi Knights go out there and defeat that, and then come back and that's the way it works when you are optimally healthy. And so we think of inflammation whenever it's an acute pain like that. But there is a dark side to the immune system. If we live our life that is habits of disease, things that we'll show you here later on, some of the things, but bad eating, not getting enough sleep, not exercising, stress work environment, and that kind of thing. All these things keep your body, your immune system, in a constant state of agitation, and it puts things in your blood, and those inflammatory biochemicals into your blood system, and they attack places in your body, all the different organs, and it can start off with just something as like achy joints and go all the way to stroke and Alzheimer's. It's just a big spectrum of what it can affect by having high inflammation. So what we want to do is, as you see in this chart, what we would like to do is to get those CRPs are the
C-reactive protein.
Okay, it's a medical term, but so you want to get those as low as possible. And so here in phase 1, when you're in phase 1, when you're on the 5 and 1, for instance, you're in phase 1, and you're on the way to getting to an optimal health. And this is where you want to be. You're all along the way. Does my cursor show up there? Okay, it does. All along the way, you're lowering your body weight and you're increasing your muscle. And so this lowers your body fat as well. And all of these factors, especially like at this point on, if you keep increasing your muscle and lowering your body fat, your CRPs will be very low indeed. And that's what being optimally healthy is. It's one of the things you want. One of your goals is to have a very low.
Becky, can I interrupt here just a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so the CRP is C-reactive protein. That is a marker that is utilized and can be done at your local doctor's office. It's not a big thing. When they're drawing blood, you can ask the doctor to have a CRP, and he might go, "Oh, okay, yeah, well, let's do that." So what that indicates, it's like I said, it's a marker, and all that does is indicate where you're at on an inflammation scale. But it will give your doctor a real good idea as to where you're at with that and how much inflammation your body actually has. So knowing that going in, then there's some things that we can do in order to help lower that CRP, just like Becky was talking about, losing weight, gaining muscle, that's going to lower the CRP. So, okay, Becky, sorry.
No problem. Thanks. I really appreciate that. Okay, so the purpose of inflammatory response. The Jedi, I call the good ones the Jedi Knights. They destroy injurious agents and remove them from the inflammatory site. They wall off and isolate these agents so that they limit the effects and they promote healing. But if they become like Anakin Skywalker and they turn on you and they go to the dark side, then the negative effects of an overactive immune system aren't felt overnight. But over time, if we keep our immune system on constant alert through bad habits such as eating unhealthy foods, avoiding exercise, and neglecting our sleep, our bodies will begin to break down prematurely. You'll get old before your time, and you can see that when you see people that are overweight. They look a lot older than they really are. And it's because of their constant state of inflammation. It's tearing down their organs, and it's making their skin look tired. And so anyway, there's the dark and the light side. The inflammation is a silent enemy. You don't think about it. You don't feel it going after your joints and stuff like that. It's just something that's happening. And this is new to medical science, relatively. Most of us only pay attention to inflammation when it's acute, like I was talking about the sore throat or the cut hand. But we now know that the chronic low-grade inflammation attacks our health and plays a central role in degenerative diseases and in aging. Here are some of the systems that are affected by a high level of inflammatory of inflammation. Your cardiovascular, that's your heart and your blood. It causes high cholesterol, high blood pressure. I'm not going to mention everything in every line here. I'm just going to kind of highlight some of the ones that, and what's good about this is that we can prevent this. It's preventable by eating, by habits of health instead of habits of disease. But let me finish. Everything from high cholesterol all the way to stroke and sudden death for your cardiovascular system. So it's a very serious thing. Respiratory system is affected. The kidneys, the gastrointestinal system it causes ulcers and Crohn's and bowel disease, inflammatory bowel disease, obesity, as we know. The immune system and the brain and the eyes, all of these things are affected by inflammation. The endocrine system causes diabetes. And a lot of us are pre-diabetic or we have diabetes. And being on the 5 and 1, a lot of you have probably been able to get off meds and all kinds of stuff, just eating healthy. And that's the only thing you're doing. You know that we're not giving you anything else but the food. And so that's one thing that's just super amazing. You eat good, healthy food, your body responds in a positive way. And then the last thing is the other thing. It could be the cause of some cancers. So it's a very it's a silent enemy, just like I said. Habits of disease that cause inflammation. There's 3 sources. There's external and internal, and the food that we eat. And it's, as you see, it causes a vicious cycle of inflammation, constant inflammation. Oxidative stress gets released into the blood and oxygen radicals and causes inflammation. It's just a constant thing. I'm not sure what these things are very much because I'm not a doctor. I'm just Santa's little helper and Star Wars fan. But what happens is whenever, this is the way I was before Take Shape for Life. This is the kind of lifestyle I had, and that caused inflammation. I didn't realize it at the time. I thought when I lost my weight that the way my joints weren't hurting anymore. I just thought that was just because I lost weight and I wasn't carrying around 30 more pounds. But in reality, it's the inflammation had gone down because I was eating low glycemically good, nutritious things, and my body responded that way. So who knew? It was a silent enemy that I knew nothing about. Food, if you, before Take Shape for Life, you were probably eating high calories, refined grains, simple sugars, high fructose corn syrup, omega-6 fats, saturated fats, trans fats, and overcooked and charred foods. All of these things will cause inflammation to rise up in your blood. Also, you go over here to external environment, being around chemicals and toxins, say at work or just in big cities. Stress from work or from personal life. Stress is a big factor. Allergens, excess UV and radiation. And then the internal environment, chronic infection, like whenever you get a sinus infection or virus or something like that. Visceral fat, that's the fat you carry on your belly. Lack of sleep, and overuse of antibiotics. Now, if you notice on all of these lists, most of them you can do something about. So that's the good news. I need a swig of water.
You get it? All right. I feel like I need to break out my lightsabers here and go fight the free radicals.
You know, my nephew has that lightsaber that I had on Facebook. I wish I had it here. It would have been perfect. But anyway, continuing on, food and inflammation. Processed foods, high glycemic carbohydrates, and saturated animal fats are all extremely inflammatory. Stay away from these things. Even after you get to your goal weight, of course you're staying away from them right now on the 5 and 1 if you're on the 5 and 1. But even in maintenance, you leave these things, don't let them be part of your, especially your everyday eating. Many of the elements of these foods have more toxins than nutrients. And this is true. Just look at the ingredients label. Processed foods, our immune systems recognize the high levels of chemicals in processed foods and stimulates the immune system to take action. So as soon as you eat that Twinkie, there's so many chemicals in there that your immune system has to jump up again and go fight the battles that's being caused by that to try to help, protect your body. But if you keep bombarding it with it, pretty soon it's going to turn dark on you. And anyway, carbohydrates, the high glycemic carbs contribute to an overall systemic state of inflammation, while low glycemic carbs help create a state of health. So it's all about the glycemic index. The things that are greener, we'll talk a little bit in the next slide about the color codes of Dr. Anderson's book, how he puts all the foods in color codes. But basically, glycemic has to do with the when you eat this item, it causes your blood sugar to rise. If you eat something that's low glycemic, it causes your blood sugar to not rise very, very high at all. Oh, look at Charlotte.
Welcome, Charlotte. Glad you made it. Let's keep on going, Becky.
Okay, fats. Some fats have anti-inflammatory capabilities that others cause inflammation. Am I running short on time? I better get to it.
No, we're good. So
okay.
Keep going.
What I was telling you about in Dr. Anderson's book, every time he lists a list of food, like vegetables or fruits or whatever, he puts it in a color code. And you'll see, we always say dark green is lean. Anytime you stay in the dark green, eat whatever Dr. Anderson puts in the dark green shaded areas. That's the stuff that's good to eat for the rest of your life. And it'll keep you, on the 5 and 1, it'll help you lose weight. And after that, it'll keep the weight off. So some of these things are like the oils are flaxseed, canola, walnut, and olive. All of the fish, seafood is good. Nuts and seeds like flaxseed, walnuts, and pecans. Grains and beans like soybeans and tofu, and spinach and kale and collard greens is the greens. The things to avoid, the red, warning, warning, warning. Don't go there. Prepackaged foods and foods with a long shelf life. Stay away from those. And if it's yellow, that's like not as red, but just avoid them as much as possible. Not to the degree of the red though. Some anti-inflammatory fats and inflammatory fats. So the ones that are on top are the ones that fight inflammation. They're the good guys. So there's stuff like olive oil, almonds, canola oil, avocados, peanut oil, vegetable oil, and fish. The inflammatory fats, these are the ones that cause inflammation. Avoid them. Run, Will Robinson. That's very, very old reference there. Saturated fats like whole milk, red meat, butter, coconut oil, and cheese. And then those are in the kind of the yellow area, every once in a while, but you don't, especially on the 5 and 1, you want to avoid anything in the bottom part. And the trans fats, all the partially hydrogenated vegetable oils, the margarines, the baked goods, the vegetable shortening, French fries, and onion rings. Avoid, especially when you're on the 5 and 1. They will take you out of fat burn. Diet tips for keeping inflammation in check. Maintain a healthy weight by lowering your daily calorie consumption. Eat good fats like omega-3s, monounsaturated, and polyunsaturated fats. Avoid the bad fats like the trans fats, saturated, and animal fats. Avoid overcooking and charring your food. If your food has that black on it, cut that off. Eat more vegetables and fruit, especially the low glycemic vegetables and fruit. Eat more fiber through whole grains. Avoid sugar, highly refined carbohydrates, and high fructose corn syrup. If you see that in your ingredients list, especially if it's in the first 5 ingredients, it's not good. It's going to make your blood sugar shoot up. Cook with anti-inflammatory herbs and spices and incorporate modest amounts of antioxidant-rich foods such as red wine, dark chocolate, and green tea. And of course, we know this is not part of the 5-in-1, just part of maintenance. Okay, anti-inflammatory foods, the good guys, the Jedi Knights of the herb world are ginger, rosemary, turmeric, oregano, cayenne, cloves, nutmeg, and 2 things that I don't know. Tea is a very good Jedi Knight. Contains catechism. Is that right? I'm assuming it's which reduces inflammation. White tea is the highest, and then green, and then black. Dark chocolate, it says here just chocolate, but it really is dark chocolate, also contains the same thing, and some polyphenols and other antioxidants. Wine, especially red wine, has powerful antioxidants and has been shown to be anti-inflammatory. Yay, red wine. So Dr. Anderson says that stress, poor eating habits, lack of exercise, and a toxic environment contribute to a hyperactive immune system that creates a dangerous internal environment of inflammation, taking a toll on your life over time. Tips for decreasing stress. To de-stress your job, try working from home. Communicate with your boss and your coworkers better. Go out and exercise. It doesn't have to be at the gym. It could be just out walking or taking your dog out, These will lower your inflammatory state and counteract stress, and it lowers the CRP levels. Socialize. Get out there and meet people and enjoy life, and don't make it about food. Make it about the people. Make it about the event. Make it about, history or whatever you like, church, whatever. Go natural. Spend time outside. Spend time with nature. Watch the birds. I love doing that. I'm not even a, whatever you call it, bird watcher. I just treat your body. Give it time to rest and massage and things like that. Laugh. That is so important. And watch a funny movie. Anytime you're feeling down, just turn off the bad vibes and turn on some good. Focus on the positive. Your self-image is a powerful stress creator or reducer. You choose. And I choose reducer. Stress reducer. Yes, that's what I choose. And one last thing is deep breathing. Even Dr. Anderson uses this even in the Stop Challenge Choose as a way to kind of stop you from making a mistake or something like that. Exhale twice as long as you inhale. This ratio of breathing will help lower stress faster. Is that it?
That was awesome.
Okay, I guess I'm down to the end.
Yeah, I guess you're down to the end. That was awesome. Okay. Well, first off, we've had a couple of Jedi Knight things going on, so I've reduced my CRP because I've been laughing. And
this looks kind of like a lightsaber.
Yeah, kind of like a lightsaber. Okay, so having a good time.
That's what it's about.
Not have a good time. Let's reduce our stress. So if we have any stress here tonight, there wasn't any. Stop, challenge, and choose. Now, Dr. A talks about stop, challenge, and choose a lot, okay? And we talk about that as well. So in the stop, challenge, and choose, what we really want to do is think about what we're going to do. Instead of just doing it and making it a bad habit, we want to think about it and be conscious of it so that we can make a healthier decision in our life. So if you're up against something, and think about maybe before you're mowing the lawn, or you're not going to want to mow the lawn in bare feet. You're going to want to have some protection on those feet. You wouldn't want to get out there because you don't know what's in the lawn, pesticides. And I know I'm thinking about lawn here, and I'm dressed in a Santa hat. We got winter going on, but I was just thinking about that. You want to be sure that you're protected in all kinds of different manners. Okay, so we're talking about free radicals and antioxidants and toxic environments, and we're talking about dousing the flames and trying to be conscious about what we put in our bodies. Well, you just want to be safe. You want to be thinking about what you're going to do. So stop, challenge, and choose. You can use that in a lot of different forms. So Becky, can you give us a good example of stop, challenge, and choose? Maybe if I'm going to go to a buffet this week.
Yes. Well, like in the book, he said to do a little breathing exercise on one of the episodes. But like this Christmas season, you're going to be inundated. You're going to go to your family, and just right now, even now, at this moment, stop right now. Decide what you want to do, and choose that. You find out. You challenge yourself. Why do I want to stay on program? Well, because next week I'll be even 2 pounds lighter whenever I wouldn't have been. You just keep your goal in mind. If you want to do it like that, you do that. If you want to say, you know what, I haven't had Mom's Thanksgiving stuffing in a year, I'm going to go off for it. So you're stopping and challenging, and when you challenge, sometimes you choose wrong. What we normally would think of as being wrong, but with this Christmas season, we all understand that everybody's going to make different choices, and we're not going to criticize anybody for the choices they make, but we're all going to get right back into healthy eating as soon as these holidays are over.
I agree, Becky. I mean, as it is, we make that choice, so we can stop, we can analyze what we want to do, and we can make the choice in our health. And that's one of the things that Dr. A talks about, is making healthier choices every day. With that, I would like to thank you, Penny, as well, for sharing her wonderful story with us. Charlotte, for stopping by and having the reindeer antlers on. That was great. There's also available, and it's called Nurse's Notes, Take Shape for Life. It's a inflammation, dousing the flames. There is a paper written by Dr. Marcia Hildebrand. This is available. I'm going to make that available on our website, so you can pick that up. It's a great paper. It's only a couple of pages long, but it definitely goes through and highlights everything that Becky was talking about tonight. So I'll have that made available on the Habits of Health Connection. You can download that at any time. And guys, I want to thank you for this last 11 weeks, supporting us, stopping by, viewing us, looking at the YouTube channel as well, and sharing, these healthier habits. So thanks, and hopefully you'll have a Merry Christmas. We'll be right back at it on Tuesday night next week as well. And we're going to be wrapping things up in the last week.
As always.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a Merry
Christmas. Happy holidays.